Good morning, everybody. So with today's video, a bit of a different setup. I got the place to myself, so I don't have to be in that room. So today, guys, I'm going to give you top 5 Givenchy fragrances for 2025. This will not be in numerical order, but for this video, I want to give you guys fragrances that you can still get, whether it's online or retail. Some of these you won't be able to get retail at all, but they're still easily available online. First one, and not in any numerical order, was launched in 2017, and that's going to be Givenchy Gentleman 2017. This is really nice. I find that like the whole Gentleman lineup, they keep the same energy. What they do for every single one of their fragrances, it's very gentleman-like. That's no pun intended. They stay with a theme and they do it so well. This is very fresh with a lot of pear and pineapple. So it is fruity in the opening. You are gonna get some cardamom, some lavender, a little bit of geranium, some leather, including some vanilla. But what really makes this a gentleman's fragrance for me is gonna be the iris. The iris is like their signature note in pretty much all of their gentleman fragrances. Maybe not all, but I would say the vast majority. So it's very iris forward, has this waxy, powdery vibe, so it's really nice. Very fruity with the pear and the pineapple. I don't get the leather at all, but there is this old school vibe with the lavender and the geranium, and there is hints of vanilla. This fragrance here from this lineup, I would say it is classy, but there is a little bit more of a playful touch, I find, because of that faint vanilla, but the fruity nuances as well. This is more of a spring and autumn fragrance. Number 2 is going to be an older fragrance, but it's not the oldest in this video. It's actually launched in 2002, and I find it's a great spring, but also early fall scent, and that's going to be Givenchy Put On. This pretty much is just like a very woody fragrance with some soft spices. The soft spice is actually going to be coriander. You are going to get grapefruit and mandarin orange in the opening. There is a little bit of violet to add a little bit of an airiness to it, but as well a faint powdery undertone. You are going to get some fresh lavender along with vetiver and a little bit of cedar. So, well, really, I don't want to say a little bit of cedar. It's woody and soft spices with some lavender, I would say. Labdanum is in the base, but it's been a little while since I've worn this, so I don't know if I get that ambery labdanum, but for the most part, definitely cedar, vetiver with coriander, and I would say that violet and lavender. The citruses are more like they're top notes. They're not gonna last that long, but for me, this is a great scent for, like, I don't want to say an older man, but this just might resonate more with the older guys out there because it is an older scent. But the funny thing is that next one, a lot of guys are still rocking this, and the younger guys are definitely rocking this. A few of the comments on this review that I did on this one here, some of the younger guys are rocking it, but again, I just feel like because of maybe the era, but as well maybe just the scent itself, it's going to gravitate more towards the older guys. And I don't want to say it's an old man scent, because it's not. What I mean by older guy, like 30, 35. But if you're like 18, 19 and you like it, then wear it. For me, this is just kind of like what a dad would wear. You know, again, like when you're like 30, really, let's say 35, you know, your things are changing, you're settling down, you have a family. It kind of has that vibe, you know. I don't want to say it's the next chapter in your life. Having kids is, getting married is. This for me is just what a dad would wear. It's an everyday scent. It's not gonna break the bank, and it's just like an everyday wear. It's pretty versatile, dressing it down, dressing it up, but for me, it's a great work fragrance. As I said, some young guys on the video that I did are leaving comments saying that they wear it. Well, next one definitely is timeless. It is timeless, and this one is still selling like hotcakes. I think it's one of Givenchy's top sellers of all time. Pea or pie. So you know that it was coming. This was launched in 1996. Oh my goodness. This is both sexy but classy. Like, and what do I mean by that? You know, there's different types of sexiness. You have like young girl, club girl sexy, but for me, it's more of like the grown and sexy, like the woman who has outgrown the clubs, who's blossomed into this woman, and I use her many times, and I'm gonna continue doing so. Kelly Rowland. When she was young, she was cute, she was pretty, but where she's blossomed now, she's an absolute stunner. This is sweet, but it's ambery with some spices. What you're gonna get: anise, basil, vanilla, almond, benzoin, tonka bean, and so on. There's gonna be like rosemary and tarragon as well. But what I pretty much get is definitely anise, vanilla, benzoin, almond. That's what I mostly get. This is more of an autumn or fall fragrance. Like, depending on where you are in the world, I think that the US say fall, that season there, including wintertime. If you wear this in the summertime, especially on a day like today where it's just blazing hot, this is going to project. It might be a little bit too cloying for you, including the girl that you're trying to holler at. You know, even if you're in a committed relationship, this might be a little bit too sweet for the high heat. You know, okay, it kind of rhymes, you know, that's a bar. But for me, it's more of a colder season scent. Like, even like when it's like, let's say late September, it's still relatively warm, but like September nights out, whoo, boy, this is great. Like dates, lounge, club, yeah, if you want to. I find it's too classy for the club, but as well, it's great for like a semi-formal event. If you're getting married, this is a great wedding fragrance as well. Like, but there's just the sexiness about it. Like, if you are on a few dates with somebody, you know, this is date and afterwards, if you know what I'm talking about. Number 4 is a super sexy fragrance that is very gentlemanly, but it's not original. Givenchy Gentleman Reserve Privé. What do I mean by it not being original? This has a lot of similarities to both Valentino Uomo, whether it's the Intense or the original, but more so of like Dior Homme or Dior Homme Intense. It just does. You get that iris. The iris is waxy, it's powdery, it really adds this gentleman's component to it. Iris for me, like, and maybe it's where I'm at in life. I'm an older guy now, you know, I'm 48. Don't look like it, definitely don't act like it all the time. But I didn't really appreciate iris, let's say 10 years ago. Yeah, some fragrances perhaps, but not like how I do today. Definitely have matured. This, like the iris in this, it's beautiful. It has this Dior Homme Intense vibe. Same with Valentino Uomo Intense. Got the Valentino, love it. Don't have DHI, but that's a good scent as well. But this is just a gentleman's fragrance with an added twist of whiskey and chestnut. That's what makes this a little bit different from DHI and Valentino Uomo. There's just a lot of similarities. If you have Valentino Uomo, I'm gonna say it, you don't need this. This is fantastic. Even though it's not original, it does have that twist of booze and that chestnut, but it's sexy. It's a masterpiece, just not original. You don't need both. And it's not gonna be hugely different than DHI or the Valentino Uomo Intense. It's not. I would say 80% close, maybe a little bit more. You know what, let's be generous. Like, let's be 70 to 90% close. And this is beast mode. This is 10, 12 plus hours. This is autumn and winter time. And last but not least, Givenchy Gentleman Society Ambre. This, super sexy, but super classy. Oh my goodness. This was launched this year in 2025, but boy, just so damn good. You're gonna get Narcissus, like you do in the other two. There is gonna be tobacco, Peru balsam, vetiver, orris, juniper berries, and Madagascar vanilla. For me, vetiver, tobacco, orris. The orris does add this waxy, powdery undertone, and of course, vanilla. Super sexy, super classy, and there is, of course, this amber note, like this ambery feel as well. Ambre, amber. Super long lasting, very much like this. These are different. Like there are similarities, but this is just a little bit different. But this is like 10, 12 plus hours. This is formal. It's great for a date, for a lounge, club. No, this is just too classy for the club, but oh my goodness. Givenchy just does fragrances perfectly. And guys, top 5 Givenchy fragrances right there. Any other videos that I've done from this brand, they will all be down in the description box below. If you want to see a previous top 5 that I did, again, back in 2023, check out right here. And if you want to see a smell rate that I did on the brand, check it right here. And if you like this very video, please drop me one of these. I thank you for my time, take care, and I will see you later. Thanks for watching, everybody.